a wine snack. Strongfit torque. Forget the prep stick. This one isn't.
Let's grab our Richard. Alright, come on.
Usually pop out. This one does not want to pop out.
We gotta push it through. We gotta dance.
Yeah, this is the blooper.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's not going out. You try. He's Belgian. He's got more life experience than I do. There it is. Bro, that was a hard one, dude. All right, I mean that's a perfect intro. So guys, welcome to the lounge, wine edition. Oh, that got me winded.
Yeah.
That was a warm up.
Yeah.
So we got here Matassa. So this is Bert, everybody.
Hi.
And he came to visit. He's from Antwerpen, but he's been getting into the organic wines lately. So I asked him to come on the show, and he said, well, I've got wines, not beer, not whiskey. And I said, that sounds beautiful.
So I'm hijacking the whiskey.
Hijacking the whiskey lounge and making it a
Natural
wine
wine.
lounge. I like it.
Looks a bit like whiskey.
Yeah, a little cloudy. Oh, smells good though. Do you aerate it when you first try it?
Oh.
I've played with that.
Yeah,
you got to get the dog. So I always masterclass during the first lockdown where we're talking about whiskey, and people do really weird faces when they become wine snobs, where they start to like aerate to get more air in to kind of open up the pores or get the full flavor profile. But there was a guy who like made like this really weird face. So like I've been playing around with my aeration so it doesn't look super creepy and it's not like disgusting. So you have to like.
I'll try.
It really does open up the flavor a lot. It's really nice. This is like a.
I'm a beginner in wine, so I just...
Me too. I mean, I'm a beginner at everything, but I just really enjoy everything. And this is actually really nice, right?
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of a citrus note to it.
Yeah.
This is the orange wine that you were talking about.
Orange one, yeah. The flavors are a little bit different than normal wines, and that's what I like
you can see
about
like the cloudiness, if you can get a look at the cloudiness of the wine. Maybe.
Hang on.
There we go.
Yep.
So it's a little cloudy, it's not like so refined. And so the organic wines, you say you've started drinking them, they give you no hangover.
No.
They're kind of nice.
Except if you drink 2 bottles, but...
Well, we're gonna go through 4 today, guys. So by the end of this podcast, the words may be slurry.
Yeah.
But no, it's really nice.
No, I got the expert explanation from a client of ours. He brought a bottle, I think, at a stink and drink we did in the gym.
Okay.
And he introduced me to the natural wines. And you got to get used to the taste in the beginning, but I really like the pureness of the wine. And
this reminds me, guys, so go with me with this for a little bit. If I were to close my eyes and I start smelling this and drinking it, it's like you're in a northern forest, right? Kind of dewy. You can kind of taste, like you can smell like the dew and the moss, right? Early morning. And you just have like your really lovely grandmother that's making like orange rolls in like this cast iron Dutch oven, and you're about to have it, right?
yeah.
That's the story I'm making myself with my wines. So I don't know about the tannins or the viscosities, but I know that's kind of the story that it's giving me. It's really nice.
This one is one of my favorites because I normally don't like white wine or orange wine. But...
And this is how Richard gets started too quickly, guys.
Yeah. I think I'm in trouble now.
No, but that is a delicious wine.
Yeah. I don't like them all, but the most of natural wines are really, just it's different taste also. That's what I like about it. Also, the red ones are really good.
We'll get into those quickly, guys. So let's get rocking, dude. So I met Bert. It was at your seminar, right? Or did you come to the seminar in Utrecht first?
Yeah, I came to the seminar in Utrecht 2016, 17.
Was the first one, wasn't it?
The first one, with Tom and Chung. Yeah.
And so we had a great time on that seminar. And then you ended up hosting us a couple times for the seminars and coaches weeks, which we went a little bit overboard on. We have some stories to tell on that one.
Yeah.
So we went a bit crazy on it, but I mean, I always have this thing with business, and I think I just get too committed with people where the relationship between friendship and pure business always it's always a gray line, right? And I think that's just my commitment to how much I care for people, and we get super involved. And doing the coaches weeks and your assessments with you guys and working with you guys, I can see that you're a big empathetic person. You're a very empathetic person. You're a big cuddle bear, right? So is Tom, by the way. You guys, I need to get Tom on this show.
Yeah, true.
But we get to have him drinking vodka.
But the vodka episode, yeah.
You guys will get to meet Tom, because I'm going to have Tom here. We'll do steaks and beers with Tom, because he has some great stouts and porters. But yeah, so it was, I really got to see, and I really enjoyed your guys' gym. First of all, if you guys haven't seen it, CrossFit Antwerpen, check it out. It's a great place. Right now, everything's closed up. But it for me, walking in, there's that vibe of if you had a set scene for Fight Club, like that's your gym style, right? Like there's people that could be on top and you have like this fighting pit down below. It's a lovable Fight Club, but it just has like this really badass hipster before it was hipster type feel to it. And the members are always super nice. I remember after Coaches Week, we were out to like 5:30 in the morning. You had to give 6 a.m. classes. I showed up at like 7 a.m. And everybody, like, I think that your members just really understand who you guys are, and that's why they're there. And so it's very, not contrary to most gyms, it's what the original cause of this anti-fitness movement was supposed to be when you started 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I think that you've truly kept to the roots of that, and you've proven how successful it can be and is. And so I just wanted to kind of talk with you about kind of where you came from, your story, your backgrounds, your experiences, and kind of the crazy shit that we've shared together too. Because we did Tomorrowland together. He popped my music festival cherry in the best of ways, and I think that we're going to keep repeating this thing. As he has a second child, I have my first child on the way. It's going to be a dad's trip.
Yeah.
But so just go for it, man.
Yeah.
You take the floor. Let's just enjoy this
Cool.
wine.
I'm Bert from CrossFit Antwerpen. Started 11 years ago with the gym. I was an accountant before that, so you can always change from accountant to gym owner.
So when you say accountant, you weren't in finance. Like you were literally just like putting numbers in spreadsheets and
small businesses like we are now. We do their VAT, taxes, all that kind of shit. Yeah, it was very fun. I actually liked it. I did it for 8 years, and I was fed up with it. I walked to my boss. I'm finished.
I'm out.
And I started training with a friend of mine in an old school gym, a fitness gym, and the manager came to me and said, "Yeah, you got to try this CrossFit workout." And, I think it was Merv or something. And I saw the workout and I was like, Jesus, what's this? And I did it. I got halfway in 1 hour, I think. And then I was sold immediately because I think of the adrenaline and that's the vibe everybody has the first time CrossFit. So we did it and we started doing it daily because I didn't have a job then. I quit. I had time. And I was searching what am I going to do? And I was doubting to go into private banking and something different in the finance world. But it was 2008 financial crisis, so that wasn't the best option. And I really liked training. And I think about 1 month in, 2 months in, as my body started changing, I felt better. I was overweight at the time. From my age of 12, I was overweight till the end of my account, 28 years old. And then... the guy said, and I said to him, why don't we open a gym in Belgium? Because CrossFit wasn't known in Europe at all, I think.
Right.
So I think 6 months in, we traveled to Holland to meet Charles and Niels from the first gym in Holland.
Yeah.
We got a talk there.
They were at the first seminar too.
Yeah. So we got there and said, and I said to him, we got to go for it. And I think the search for a building was the longest because I think we searched for 6 to 8 months to find the right spot.
Well, it's hard to find a good CrossFit spot in these cities, right? So Antwerpen is a big city, second in
in Belgium.
In Belgium, right?
Brussels,
so that was a thing I think that really surprised me coming here was when you go to these gyms and they're like either like first story, so second story American style, right? And they're kind of like you can't drop barbells and you're closed in and the roofs are short. Like it's really hard to find a spot.
Yeah. True. So we saw the building on the Imo side, and we called the owner, and we got there. And the other entrance on the street, it was very hard to find, which is pretty typical from old school CrossFit gyms.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're gonna do this, and I think the rent was 300 euros at the time, so it was okay. Now it's times 12.
Right.
So and we said, let's go for it. And then we need some construction to do. I started with the Australian partner, the manager from my fitness.
Okay.
I got through some courses of personal training in 5 days. Did the CrossFit course, was searching a lot and reading online because I had time 24/7. So I dived deep into it. And then we started building the gym, and we opened 2010. January, I think, was really cold.
2010, jam.
That was, and then we started from there, and it was a really rough start because owning the gym, everybody thinks it's easy that members come in, but it's hard.
Especially in 2010, it's like
what's
nobody knows
CrossFit?
CrossFit.
Yeah,
like
nobody,
even in the US, nobody really knew what CrossFit was. So it was still the beginning stages of that
I think
revolution.
if you now talk about CrossFit, everybody's heard of it, or a friend does it.
Functional fitness or something.
If you know CrossFit, that was very rare. And so the building was very sketchy also. It was an abandoned warehouse. And if people stayed at that time, we knew they were members for a long time. So that was a fun part. And then I think after... we struggled. It was really fun time. I think we had 50 members, 60 members after 1 year, not enough to live off. And then it was a breaking point about 2 years. Daniel, the Australian co-owner, he said, I'm going out. I can't pay my bills. And so it was a rough time at the time. And he wanted to buy me out, or I also wanted to quit. And then Karima and my wife said to me, you can't stop now. You get the rough part.
You need to go through it,
You need to go through it. It was in the winter time also. I was like coaching in the gym. I remember one time walking in, it was -1 in the gym. So we didn't have any heating. We didn't have any budget.
Burpees to warm up.
Yeah, it was like, we got like the flame heater, like blowing heat in. It was really, really healthy probably. And then there was a breaking point. And I said, I really still saw the potential. And after long talk with Karima, she said, you can't quit now, you just got to go for it. And then I bought Daniel out for a small amount. And then also my mindset changed a bit. And then I really went for it and searched for marketing, because that was the problem, selling. Because we had a pretty good product, and we were involved with the people, we were caring. I don't think we did the best programming at the time, because you're just new.
Yeah.
We made some mistakes.
Just try to kill everybody on every workout.
Every time we killed people. I remember one guy fainting after the workout, but he signed up immediately. It was. If you think about it now, it's
scary.
We killed some people. Yeah, it's true.
But that was the thing, though, right? I mean, 2010, 2011. Like, if somebody came in, I always explained it. First of all, did you die? No, you got stronger. We're doing better, right? That was kind of the mentality, and it was really everybody is too soft, and we're here to make you harder.
Yeah.
And I think the second one is like, it's your rite of passage. It's like you're buying into, I won't say a cult, but you're buying into the gang, right? You're buying into the community, and that buy-in is you almost have to die. Like, if you don't push hard enough, like even if you pushed hard enough, but you don't want to stay in, that's because you were never going to make it anyways. Yeah. And so I think like that was one of the biggest things that attracted members back in that day is we're going to put you through the ringer. And if you want to stay, cool, because we're going to do this constantly. And I've been through it. You've been through it. It's going to happen, right? So I think that was a big attraction back in 2010.
Still now, but now we have the tools and the knowledge that we can do it in a safe way with the Strongfit method now. So that's the difference. We can still do it now without injuring people or killing people. So that's the biggest change.
Well,
and I think
a couple.
Yeah, I got killed by Richard like 2 hours ago.
He's still trying to recap his thoughts.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. So I pushed through after 2-3 years, and then year after, Tom and Chung were coaches at the moment, and they said, we love it. We love coaching here. Can we buy in? And then I think year 4, they bought into the gym, and then now we were 3 owners since then. I think already 7 years now. And we all have different types of personalities, so it's a good match. We match good, and we were constantly evolving. I'm a bit the man of the many ideas. Tom bounces it back, and Chung is more the worker and the coach. He does many hours, but it's a good relationship, and we keep pushing it and evolving it. And what I'm most proud of is the atmosphere and the members and the community. We have all kinds of different people, and when you start to work out, everybody's the same. We have all kinds of nationalities. It's so fun to see. We got actually a testimonial last week from somebody who wrote it. Yeah, that's exactly that. And those kind of stories I'm most proud of, because you're an example maybe for society, inclusion. We have so many people.
That was the coolest thing that I always got to see with my gym is, and I did a podcast last week and I was talking about this. I was like, I've never seen one space where you have all social classes socializing, you know what I mean? Not just being together in the same space, but actually socializing and meeting outside of this space. Like you have, millionaires, people that work 3 jobs, broke students, hardworking people. You have every single social class, ethnicity, nationality, and they come into this space, and you understand that you're just a human, right? And you're there to work together as a community to build each other up. Like that is so addictive. And it's so rewarding. And that's one of the coolest things to see is when you go to your gym. Like, I mean, I've been to his gym and I always get like the not weirdest people in a bad sense, but like, I remember last time I was there during our last coaches week, and one of your clients is like, oh, if you want to buy a diamond for day, like I know the people. And I'm like, well, that sounds kind of cool. All right. And then you have like your wine guy, like this guy, Mr. Bert, is very well connected through Antwerpen, because he has a guy for everything throughout the city. It's awesome. Like whether it's black market-ish, to very, very luxury, like you have connections in restaurants and breweries and everywhere, and they all come to the gym, and it doesn't matter where they're coming from. Like you come to the gym and it's almost like your family, because you see each other, usually when they come to classes, right? It's always the same class, the same hour and so it becomes this kind of small niche family that is super cool to see grow and evolve.
Yeah, it's true. That's the thing I'm most proud of. And also, you see also the connections between those. You have the big community, of course, of the gym, but you also have the smaller communities of the hours who come. I think that's also very important, because you don't like everybody in the gym. So you're connecting with people you like most. So you have small communities within the community. And that's awesome to see. That's what I really, really enjoy about having the gym. Now it's a bit tougher, the COVID year. It's been a year now. And in keeping the community and keeping the people together. Right. Now we see it. We coach with 3 people outside now. They're so happy. You see the smile on their faces to see 3 people.
See human interaction.
To see humans and sweating. And just coming outside and working out and just emptying their head just for 45 minutes now instead of an hour. That's so rewarding to see. And I think that's a big COVID discussion about mental health. I think it's so important for people to move now, and just even if it's outside, I would agree with it maybe. Right. But just let people move.
For sure.
10 or
I think socializing is just such an important,
socializing.
Like I understand we shouldn't touch each other, but like physical contact and just being in people's personal bubble of sorts is so important for us. Like it's we were with friends that have had babies, and they go, my baby hasn't learned to recognize facial expressions. Like if you think about that in an evolutionary standpoint, where you're growing up not being able to understand facial expressions and read facial expressions, that's so dangerous. That's so it starts to peel you away from humanity, right? If you can't tell if the person's angry or mad or sad because you can't see the face because they have the mask on completely.
Yeah.
And, not only that, but then you can't see the grandparents, you can't see the uncles, the aunts. Like, it's crazy. And as you're seeing older and older people that are having to kind of separate, become more isolated, I'm sure there's a lot of introverts out there that are very happy.
Yep.
I am not an introvert. I am not happy with
You're
it.
not happy with this, no.
I miss my Tomorrowland, and I miss going out to bars and clubs and, just being able to socialize and, go and be in a gym and sweat with people and train with people and high five each other and kind of have this mesh pot of disgustingness, And I mean, I grew up in Mexico drinking out of the tap water, which you shouldn't do. And you build an immune system in that way. So the more and more you take away from that, you're heading into a darker, weaker place, which I don't want to go into. So I'll keep eating the dirt, guys, with my organic wine. So as an evolution for you as a coach, where do you see yourself wanting, like, we kind of started talking before this whole thing started about kind of where you want to go. And I always say, I mean, I have very amazing, interesting clients. When I say interesting and peculiar clients that come and see me, I think that you're on the same boat where people can just reach out to you because they know that you're kind of like this safe place where people can come, talk, be themselves, not have to have walls up. So where is the evolution? Where do you see the evolution for you as a coach and for, just the fitness industry being in it in 11 years? Like, where do you see that kind of starting to channel into? Yeah.
I think in the beginning it was pure physical, and in the beginning you want to look good, and that's the classic of the fitness industry. And the more you're in it, the more you see people coming in with the same problems, of the same types of things they want to work on. And it's mostly not the physical is a part of it, but behind that there's a lot of emotions and things they need to work on, or maybe they don't want to work out in the beginning, but they're finding out, learning about their signals, how they feel, and the mental aspect of fitness, and combining those two, physical and mentally. That frustrated me because you see a lot of people you can help, but they don't have a clue how their body feels, how to make a connection with their body, how to make a connection with their feelings.
They don't really know that there's a problem.
Yeah, sometimes they don't know if there's a problem. And also, personal story, I lost a very good friend, one of my best friends, 2 years ago on suicide. He had problems with abuse, substance abuse, but also having troubles from his youth. So just helping men also, but also women, recognizing that and seeing and guiding them that there's a way out. We're not going to do it alone. We need different kinds of therapists or people going there. But you can be a part of the puzzle that's helping people physically first, because most people need a physical stress to counter the mental stress. And then get to learn their body, their signals, and go from there. So that's my thing I want to work on the next years. And I think that's a big part of the evolution of the gyms. There's a doctor training at our gym. I told her a bit about what I want to accomplish. And she said, if you're ready for it, I want to work it with you, the practice and the gym, combining the two, because she gets a lot of clients with problems, somatic problems, or things they don't recognize or they can't explain. And then I think we can be a good bridge between the traditional doctors, if they're open for it, which she is, and the gyms. I think that's a really powerful connection, which is missing now. You have the doctors, and if you send...
And I think that the doctors want to make a greater change, right? But
because I think the system is flawed, but the system is flawed, but the doctors want to do good, but they don't know how, I think.
What's the action to take?
So...
And this is, I'm speaking from my dad, and I shouldn't be doing that, but, from what I've grabbed from his experiences, it's like you're kind of held to this position, and you're meant to follow the rules. So anything outside of that is this massive backlash, right? And I think that if you go back in history and you look at science, and we have a couple of people that are getting PhDs in our mentoring program and so on and so forth, you start to see this massive backlash if you start to go outside of the norm. But again, those that went outside the norm have been able to create this revolution and progress things forward tenfold. And so I think it's, as long as you're able to fight the system and have, I think it's the heart, the grit, the stamina, I think more than anything, to understand that no matter how hard forward you go, and people are just going to keep shutting you down, right? And so it's that going against the grain that really allows this to progress forward. So for me, as I always say, like, I feel that we are moving in the right direction as long as we continue to fight to what we know is right. So day of giving birth right now, and if you go to the standard American or Mexican way, it's C-section and it's planned and you do this. Yeah. And now you're starting to see the midwives, the doulas, I'm having to watch all these videos of things that I do not want to see. And I'd only like to see my wife giving birth, and that would be it. And I'd be super happy with that. Right. But I'm having to see these things kind of process through, and it always, the principles always line up. Right. So the medical world is thinking they're doing the best they can. And then at some point, it's just like they're just soldiers following suit, which is what you see with the fitness industry as well. You see it in the nutrition industry. You see it in the movie industry. You see it everywhere, right? Like, it's always just the norm until somebody goes, I'm going to not do that, right? And so I think that, I'm not saying I'm the one that influenced you, or that Strongfit was the one that influenced you to progress further forward. Yeah, I think that you always knew there was something more you could do. Yeah. Because a lot of the stuff that I did as an early coach I didn't even know Julien. It was just, I knew that it was something that was wrong with the way it was being done. Yeah. And I always just go, fuck it, I'm going to do it my way. And if you don't like it, well, shit, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, your head works.
Exactly.
I think that's what we get along.
You're thinking about it. Yeah, it's true. But there's something wrong. And that's my goal also, a search for the next...
What's wrong is that my glasses empty and yours isn't.
I need to drink more, so...
You don't need to chug it because it's a good wine.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
I enjoy
good.
It.
And it's starting to open up. So now it's starting to go more kombucha-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
A little more fermented. It's really nice. But yeah, so it's that evolution, right?
Like, you guys influenced me a lot, for sure. That's no question. Also, for me personally, I evolved a lot in 4 years now. Just learning my body, learning just how I feel, how I can change it, how I can...
Yeah, this guy goes, hey, before we go to Tomorrowland, we could do some row pulls and push-ups. And I was like, dude, listen, I'm just here to party.
Yeah.
The whole getting the pump thing, I'm good, bro. I just want to go in and start dancing.
There are gyms outside on the festival, on the camping, where you can only bench and go to the festival. Yeah. That's a bit
much. I'm here to just enjoy. Yeah. And not saying I don't enjoy the row pulls, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah. But I was really excited to well-known festival, probably the best-known festival in the world, and I've done it because it's like 20 kilometers from my home. But for an American or for everybody else, it's like really crazy.
Yeah. So can we jump into that story really quick?
Yeah.
So we did our Strongfit gathering here. Yeah. We went to Crossfit Amsterdam, which is a beautiful location. And then afterwards, we met up in Utrecht, a city about 25 minutes away from Amsterdam. And we were having beer. Well, we had beers at my place first, right? Yeah. So I don't tell Julien. Well, Julien won't watch this. It's okay, guys. So Julien's like, you set it up. We could use the budget for whatever we want. But this was when he was like very, very strict protocol. So I was like, well, we said we're going to bring them lunch. And he goes, well, I'm not giving something that's not protocol. So I'm not going to give them burgers. I was planning on having like a burger truck show up and we're going to have burgers and beers for lunch. Julien's like, it's protocol. And I was like, all right, well, we'll just fucking do cheeses and fucking veggies and
that's what we got,
dude.
Cheese and nuts,
and all the coffee you could, the coffee you wanted.
Yeah, that's not protocol.
But I was like, but at nighttime we can have beers. And so Charlotte, who was amazing, I mean, she really did pull through with us. She was like, Richard, they're all drinking a lot of coffee. I was like, listen, it's all right. Just give them all the coffee they want. We'll figure it out. But Julien was so anti-drinking back then that nobody wanted to have beers. And so when I do orders, and now this doesn't just go towards, festivals or anything else. Like this goes like, if I were to go to a place and I were to be expecting this is how much I would expect to drink. So I said, if I'm going to go somewhere and they said we're having beers afterwards, I want 6 beers per person. So I did the math and I got 6 beers per person. I was like, all right, maybe nobody drinks like me, so I'll do 4 beers per person, I think was the math I did. And whoever drinks less, I will take their extra beers. Turns out that almost nobody at this gathering, because they were being so protocol and trying to get on Julien's good side, nobody wanted to get on my good side, had beers. So on Strongfit's tab, which I'm very, very grateful for, I ended up having like 250 beers left over. And so I was like, Charlotte came to me, she's like, hey, we have a lot of beers left over. I was like, we'll take them home, I guess. And so I told everybody at the gathering, guys, come over to my apartment. I have beers. We can have some beers, and then we'll go to Beers and Barrels. And Wim was really nice to make a reservation at Beers and Barrels.
True. Yeah.
And so everybody showed up. Luckily, Dea was in Mexico. My wife was in Mexico because she would have had a heart attack. And I had about 70 people in my one little 60-meter apartment, 600 square foot apartment. And we were doing karaoke and having beers. And she's shaking her head at me right now, and that's all right, because we survived and we're all here having a great time. It was a precursor. And then we went down to Beers and Barrels, and we were having beers. And I remember you going, so you coming to Tomorrowland or what? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm down. What are the dates? And I was like, dude, I have a seminar. I have Coaches Week. I can't make it. And you're like, you have 2 hours before he gives the ticket away to somebody else. Do you want it or not? And I was like, Dea is sleeping right now. How am I going to tell her and ask her permission? Guys, ladies, we all know she's the boss, 100%. All the guys that say they're the boss, you know you're wrong. So whatever. I was like, I need to figure out how to like smooth this in with her. I have a Coaches Week and seminar. I don't know if I can make it. And there was a point where like I was getting happy with the beer, and I was like, I'm the man of the house. I'm the man of the business. I got this shit. Give me the ticket, bro. We're going to Tomorrowland.
Let's do it.
We celebrated. We finished the beers. And then I went home. And, for you guys that don't know this, I'm an extrovert, but I still have this massive social anxiety. And I've had it for a long time, where I literally woke up the next day and I was like, fuck, dude, I told them I'm going to Tomorrowland. So I was like, I started watching the festivals. In my head, Tomorrowland is awesome. But then in my head, I'm like, fuck, there's going to be a lot of people. What if somebody wants to rob me? What, I need to dance in front of all these people? Like, what if I need to get in a fight? What, you know what I mean? Like all this shit. And I started to get so panicky.
I didn't know that actually.
I know. Yeah. I kept it. I literally sent, like, I wrote messages and deleted them like 30 times. So guys, we all have anxiety. Mine is social anxiety, even though you guys don't know. Like, it's better now because I went to it and I faced it. But I was like, oh man, like, dude, there was a couple of days where I'd have like panic attacks that I'm going to go. Yeah. Because I was like, there's a lot of people there. Like, what if there's an emergency? What if a bomb goes off? Like any sort of scenario, which is the function of anxiety, right? Like trying to play it all out. I was like, I don't think I can do this. Like, and I went back and forth, like through the months, like it was really up and down for me. But I've always wanted to have that experience. Yeah. And so I literally told, I showed up, and my Coaches Week and seminar wasn't here. It was in the US. So literally my timeline was this. Coach invited me, Bert invited me to Tomorrowland. I was like, all right, we're doing it. I fly to the US. I do a seminar, a Coaches Week. In Coaches Week, the first day, I'm like, guys, we're starting at 6 a.m. every single day, so that on the last day, I can leave at noon so I can catch the plane so I can come give Dea a hug, who I haven't seen in 3 months because she was getting foot surgery. So she was already kind of like on the iffy side of things. I can hug her, kiss her, pack a bag, come see you, spend the night at Bert's at Tom's house,
place,
go to Tomorrowland. And so I was like, it's happening. Like, if there's one opportunity, I'm taking it. And thank God, because it was the last one.
Yeah, true. It's 2 years ago, yeah.
Hopefully we can go this year, because they're saying September, so we'll see. But so basically that was the timeline. And so I literally finished Coaches Week, got on the plane, landed, I went to go see Dea, and she's kind of like, you know, she's missed me. She's like super happy I get to have this experience, this whole thing. But so I kiss her. I say goodbye. I go see Tom, and Tom is awesome. And like I said, when I have him on the show, because he's going to come on the show because he's a great dude. We started cooking steak, but before the steak, we started having these. He collects beers, and I didn't know you collect beers like you do with wines. And so he has these stouts that are like special edition stouts and porters. Guys, the Belgians can drink. Yeah. They're 14% beers. They're stronger than wine. Yeah. And so we're drinking them. I'm like, dude, I'm feeling it. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dude, the party's tomorrow in Tomorrowland. And so we started eating steak at like 1 in the morning, and we go to sleep. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow. And so I wake up tomorrow. I bought my flag because you told me to buy a flag. I have my Mexican flag. And I feel hungover, a little bit hungover and jet lag. Well, bro, I came flying in from the U.S.
Jet lagged
and slightly hungover. And we get in the car, and we're having issues with the tickets. And I'm like, oh no, this is not going to happen.
That was a panic for me because I invited him, and a friend of mine arranged the tickets. And I called him. I said, we're going out tomorrow to the parking. Where are the tickets? And he was like, oh fuck, I forgot them. I don't know where they are. So I think it took about an hour before we were sure we got the tickets.
Yeah.
And I was still calling him, and I was like, and then wait, I'm coming to the parking. We had to wait a little bit.
We had to wait in the parking lot. I'm like, what?
The bus.
This is so sketchy.
And he was like, does he have tickets?
It just reminds me like when my uncle told me he was going to pick me up for a vacation. He just kind of like never showed up. And you're just like waiting there like
expectation. And I was getting nervous because Will was
he
like,
sold it as VIP. He's like VIP the whole way and everything. I was
Let's
like,
go, man.
I'm in.
And then it came. Willem came to the festival, and we got in. Tom got the better tickets.
He did, but that's all right.
Listen,
okay.
we got more fun.
We
got
an
more
amazing
fun.
time.
Yeah.
But so I remember like walking in, and you know, this is where I really learned, not where I learned, but a lesson was definitely learned there, where I was like walking in, and I had expectations of everything that could go wrong, but none of it went wrong, right? And so once you started walking in the place, I mean, if there is such a high production value in that festival, it's unreal. The sets, the DJs, the people are like, and maybe I was not in this, it wasn't in my headspace to take in that input, because it was really all about love, right? And just being together and celebrating unity as just people. And it was, oh man, I was walking with my flag, and some other dudes with Mexican flags would see me and they'd buy me beer, and I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah. You know, and then I'd buy people beer, and it was just amazing. And I was jet lagged. So Bert's like, dude, you need something. And I was like, dude, I don't know what. So you started buying me vodka Red Bulls. Yeah. And so I stuck with vodka Red Bulls, which I've never really done a lot of vodka. So I'm not a vodka fan. But that kind of got me up there, and we just started dancing. And I mean, it was literally 12 hours of dancing between different, stages, house music and stages. But it was just such a cool experience to be together and fucking dancing and enjoying life. And it was cool because we had I don't know if you remember this, but it was really cool. We had there was that Indian couple that had vodka in their Camelback. This would not be Corona proof. Yeah. The Rona would not approve of this. Yeah. But so they had their Camelback full of vodka, and I don't know if there was something else, but they were there, and it was David Guetta. They came up and did a tribute to Avicii because Avicii had just committed suicide. Yeah. And the whole, like, the books moving and the dancers and the flyers, and oh man, it was just wow. And they were crying, and I mean, you and I were hugging already because we're Leos, but we're feminine personality types, and we're empathetic. We hug, and we were having a great time. And they were crying, and I was like, "Why are you crying? This is so amazing!" And they're like they saved up for 6 years to go to this festival from India, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I bought them drinks. And so I gave them the drinks. Like, oh, bro, we got drinks covered. And so then we started having the Camelback vodka. But I mean, that was just such a cool bonding experience. Like I recommend you guys all, even if you're an introvert, and I know you guys don't enjoy it, like if you can truly try to appreciate being in a space like that where everybody wants to be one, right?
That's true.
And so
that's also the message the festival wants to promote to the world, unity and just having that's the ideal world, or here in a party. But I think for me the most pleasant thing to see was, because I did it like maybe 10 times now, is seeing you getting your first experience and going through all the stages and introducing you to techno music, which is a bit harder.
Well, because we went to that one that had like the fire-breathing dragon, and it was like the hardcore rave music from like the 90s, where Tom was doing like boom, 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 like 190 beats per second. You're like, what? Whoa, my heart cannot tolerate this.
So that's the cool thing about Tomorrowland. You have so many different people also and music types in one festival, which is awesome. And also the stages are crazy. Actually, I think it's 20 years now. They start with Antwerp is burning and Brussels is burning before Tomorrowland. And the owners are two brothers of Tomorrowland. And I played tennis against them like 20 years ago. I don't know them, I just played.
You should say friends, dude.
It's my friend. It's my best friend. And you see it evolving every year, like going crazy. Yeah, some people like it, of course, like the first years because it's more cozier. Right. But as an international concept, Tomorrowland is like beautiful export product for Belgium. Yeah, and the people coming there, you see all nationalities, and you bond with the people. That's the most amazing thing about it. So you come all for the music. And you see everybody enjoying it, and we had some bad luck with the weather, but we forgot it after 1 hour, I think, and we just partied. It was rain, and we just pretended it wasn't there. So I think Tomorrowland has a really great vibe and
it's in the middle of nowhere. Like you're literally driving up, and there's like this little tiny town. And the whole thing is set up. It's crazy. The logistics on that must be insane.
Yeah, I think that's insane. It's such a big project. They start like weeks beforehand. Yeah. And mostly they do 2 weekends now because they have to build it up, and they get permission now from the government to do it 2 weekends. Probably 3 weekends next year to catch up, I think.
Catch up.
It'll probably be July, August, like every day.
Well, because the funny thing is, like, you're walking and there's like the local places that I'm guessing would probably not be open. Like that early in the morning, and they're just full of packed, people. Just having beers and having a good time.
I think the neighborhood also profits of the concept. Probably some neighbors will complain, but I think they have a very good relationship with the neighbors because they invite them the day before and they have a party with them, so they get along. So that was a really cool experience.
That was a great weekend. I think that's been a pinnacle moment in my life where more so because I was able to face the fact that I could be in that scenario, because I didn't know that actually. Thing, right? It was a big.
Because you have some space to retreat. If it's too crowded, you can. It's not. Tomorrowland has it figured out. If you go to the stage, it's crowded. But if you don't like that, you just go and go to the back, or you go to restaurants. So it's a big space and a big.
And the coolest part was like when you felt there was too much crowd. Like we went to that. They have like these kind of restaurant bars that are kind of on top of the stages. So you still have the same music, but there's not that many people. Like it was. True. They really have put in the time. Research and development to make I mean, I haven't been to other festivals, so if anybody else wants to invite me to some other festivals, I will have to ask permission.
Especially not being in that,
gladly and happily.
So I'm getting my second shell. He is first, so September if Tomorrowland would continue to.
Now, which the other cool thing about Bert, guys, which you guys don't know. We were both born on the best day of the fucking year. We were both August 20th babies. So every single year we send each other happy birthday, twinsy. So that's also another
bond.
Moment.
True.
That's a true bond. Which you were supposed to do for your birthday, but the pandemic happened. You were supposed to do your 40th in Ibiza.
Invited you to come with. We normally get a weekend in Ibiza, but COVID happened and. It got
This year-
postponed, so we
This
gotta
year
do
we
it
go to Bali
some other
or
time.
something.
Bali
Do
is fine
something
for
big.
me.
We celebrate for 2 years.
Yeah. Cool.
I like it, man. Well, where else is life gonna take you, dude?
I hope I can figure that thing out with the coaching.
Yeah.
I feel I'm at a tipping point now, and things
Where
are spinning in my mind, and I got to get the direction straight and then go
Yeah.
for it. So it's a lot of thinking.
Did you ever watch Vikings,
Yeah.
where Ragnar is sitting on top of the hill?
Yeah.
And the
True.
son asks, "What's he doing?"
Yeah.
And Lagatha goes, "He's thinking how
Yeah.
to conquer the world."
Yeah.
And
Exactly that.
man,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And I try to explain that to Dea sometimes. I'm like, it just takes time, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think you and I can really connect in that level. Like sometimes it's just we're a lot. At least for me, I'm in my head a lot, but it's not that I'm not acting. It's that I'm trying to, if you would, 3D chess my way to once you have that gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
So for you, it was like accounting, going to CrossFit, and for me, it was being in bed when I was going to CrossFit.
Yeah.
But it's like that there's something
But
there.
exactly that
and you
gut
go.
feeling and following it. I think not enough people do that. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't say you have to do it all the time, but being in your head is also important. Of course, you're not gonna. Yeah, if you think about something, you're not gonna do it. So you need to think about something, of course, to really make a change. But I feel I'm at a good point now, a bit like 10 years ago, where I can do something. I just need to figure out the good.
Like what it is, it's gonna take you there,
and then,
right? Like it just all starts to align.
Yeah, it's the narrow is getting
It's getting more and more
closer
narrow.
and precise. So that's I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope I can help a lot of people. Even if you help 1 or 10 or 20, it's good.
Right.
But let's hope I'm not gonna change the world, but just one at a time. I be the change you want to be. But that's the thing that what frustrates me, where we got left off with Tomorrowland story.
Yeah.
That we can do better. You see, with mental health, it's not going anywhere. It's only getting worse. So it's a bit the society, but also the system who's treating it. I think you see a lot of people, things coming new, like maybe the psychedelics again, or getting news, physical activity. So I think there is a lot going on now, which can help a lot of people. And I think we're a part of with the gym, part of the solution.
revolution.
Revolution and solution, that we can help people.
I love it, dude. That's where fitness renegades, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cool. Well, we'll cut it off there. Where can people find you? I don't want to keep a close eye on
Instagram,
you. You don't do much.
No,
you don't do much.
I'm not on social media a lot. Where can I find
Which is
you?
good. Which is good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Just somewhere in Antwerp. No, CrossFit Antwerpen is Instagram or a Facebook page. That's where we can find us. If you're in Antwerp, always welcome to visit the gym. And
beautiful. With great pizza next door.
yeah,
And a great brewery.
the
Well, not
best
brewery,
coffee, good pizza,
Coffee, pizza,
sourdough,
and
beer, and natural wines.
but yeah, it's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
good. I love going to his gym because they have a 3-star Michelin restaurant right down the street,
and the
like literally
gym.
a block away.
True. And a good hotel. So.
If you go up his gym, there's literally like this rooftop garden, and right next door is this amazing restaurant with the steak sandwich. Next door to that is like homemade sourdough pizza. You have in the center the coffee with amazing espressos and macchiatos and all that good shit. And then you have the beers, and the beers those guys make and sell.
Nitros. Oh,
Amazing.
so good.
Beautiful. Well, solid, guys. We'll call it there. We're going to keep on working on this wine, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See ya.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man.